Okay, so we're going to try the stove now with wood pellets, and I've mixed a bit of wood shavings in with it just to try and keep a bit of air in there. Bella! Sorry about that. Pellets on their own are quite dense, but you can see I've got a piece of mesh down the middle which creates a funnel effect, and just do a close-up on that. You can see right down to the base, so the plan is that acts as a chimney effect, draws the air up through, and whatever I put down there initially ignites the pellets. Now, I've been playing with pellets for a couple of days now, trying to get the right mix of sawdust. So this is experimental still, and we are just going to ignite the stove using some Maya wood. And dog's having a party. Every time a bird flies over the garden, she thinks it's an invasion of privacy. Okay. I think Maya wood's probably a good choice because it will burn long enough to allow the wood pellets to catch, and it shouldn't block up the vents. Dog, come here. Sit down. Sit down. Good girl. Good girl. Right. I'm going to sit down, have a pint, and wait and see what happens. I did a similar experiment yesterday on my my new big stove, which has got made out of an old helium canister, and the wood pellets burned really well, but because they burn from the top, eventually when that lights, it'll light up the middle, but it'll also burn from the top down, and after a while the flame sort of dies down a bit. And I needed to stir it to get it going, so I'm hoping the wood shavings, which is an idea I picked up off YouTube, will just lighten the mix slightly and allow it to burn a bit more evenly and allow me to get away without having to stir it. You can see the nice black smoke that Maya wood's giving off all the... Okay then, so I think that's plenty of time. We're, what, 6 minutes in, probably about 5 minutes burn time. The Maya wood's pretty much all burned off. It's not obscuring the air vents, so I'll go ahead and stick on 1.5 litres, and as I say, we'll wait until 7 minutes on the video so we've got a good reference, and then we'll put it on. Just in case you're wondering, that mesh down the middle, which creates the chimney, is just made from the frying pan splatter guards that you can buy in the pound shop. I just cut it out, cut it into a square, rolled it up, and used a staple gun just to keep it circular. And I didn't know at first whether it was actually aluminium or stainless, but it is stainless, so it stands up to the heat just fine. So hopefully now that will just keep going for a long time. That's what I'm hoping for. So it's 10 to 8 in case the video runs on and on, which it probably will. I'll probably come back and we'll see what sort of life expectancy we can get from a fill of pellet. Okay, so I'll cut there and we'll be back in a bit. Okay, so we're 10 minutes in now, and the wood pellet mix is still burning really nicely, and you can see there in the lower slots you can still make out that the pellet and wood shaving mix is unburned, so it's burning down nicely and it's not clogging up with soot, and it hasn't needed stirring at all. So I think the the answer with pellets is definitely to just mix in enough sawdust just to put some air in the mix to allow the flames to get through it. But the chimney effect's working really well still. I can still see the flames licking up through the chimney and focusing heat onto the pot. And yeah, I'm certainly of the opinion this is going to be my favourite toy, and I may not now take the helium stove to the next meet at Rough Close on Friday. I think I'll just bring this because I can see it's going to be flexible enough to just brew up with a trangia, or to do a full dinner if you're not cooking on the communal fire. So obviously I'm not comparing this with other stoves. I've just seen Martin K9 got the Vargo folding hinge stove, and that looks a natty bit of kit as well. I'm probably a little bit more simple than this, but it's not fussy, that's for sure. You can just open it and within minutes you can be brewing up or get a good fire on to cook a meal. So I'm firmly of the opinion that you won't go wrong if you buy one of these. So it's really good. Now, the shame is obviously they're only available in the States currently. I'm sure they'll work their way over here eventually. These things normally do. But even with delivery, if delivery was $15, it's about 10 quid. You're still looking at 42 quid if you're lucky with customs, and maybe 50 quid if you're unlucky with customs. I'd spend 50 quid on it, I must say. So yeah, thumbs up. It doesn't look like it's warped any. It still looks nice and straight, or as straight as it comes, because it is trapezoidal. So yeah, thanks for looking in. I know I've gone on a bit, but thought it best to sort of do it pretty much straight out the box without any practice. At least then you find out the issues with it as I go along, rather than me going away and playing with it for a few days and then coming back and doing a review that looks really slick. You've seen, any issues that have been there, which have been marginal. You've seen as we've gone along. So thanks for watching, and see you again next time. Okay, so it's not really goodbye. I thought I'd better wait until the water boiled after I thought about it, but you can see there is steam, I think. It's not just smoke. I'm going to lift the lid and have a quick look. We're at about 12.5 minutes, and that's boiling crazy. So, it was probably boiling before I did that. So, the main issue now is how long it'll last, and I'll come back and we'll basically see how long we can keep that pot going for. But it's still burning nice and evenly, and I'm not expecting to have to stir it to reignite it. I think it'll probably just burn whatever's in there straight down to ash. And that's the other good thing with these pellets, they don't produce much in the way of ash byproduct. So anyway, there we go. Thanks again, see you later. Okay, I think we're going to sign off there. We're at 25 minutes. We've been simmering along, and it is quite a nice heat now. It's just at a gentle simmer, and it's burned down reasonably level and evenly. The left hand side probably burned down quicker than the right, but I've not had to stir it whatsoever. It's still generating a nice heat. When you consider there was probably only 200 or 300 grams of the mix in there at the start, it's quite efficient. So I think wood pellets are the future for me when I'm going somewhere where you have to take your own fuel, and mix with a bit of wood shaving is the way to make them burn evenly and not clog up. And certainly you need that central chimney to keep the air circulation coming from the bottom. So thanks for listening in, and see you next time. Cheers.